Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's live counter review using technical analysis, our first session for this year. I would like to wish everyone a happy new year. Have a very good, healthy, and prosperous year ahead. Yep. So for today's session, it will be similar to what the structure will be similar to what I did last year. So first I'll go through the US economic calendar to get a sense of what's happening this week. Then afterwards, I'll be going through the indices, commodities, and then afterwards, some of the key sectors in the US market, such as the FAANGM sector, banks, semicons, as well as EVs. And last but not least, will be the questions that you all have in the Q&A below. Yeah, so without further ado, I'll begin. There's quite a lot of events coming up this week. So starting today, we have later on at about 10:45, we have this S&P Global Services PMI data coming out. Factory orders data coming out at 11 o'clock. Tomorrow there's some FOMC members speaking. Actually, some FOMC members speaking throughout the whole week. Then tomorrow, I think more importantly, there's also the ISM non-manufacturing PMI data at 11 p.m. Also, we have jobs openings at 11 p.m. as well. Wednesday, there's the Atlanta Fed GDP now data coming out at 2 a.m. Afterwards, there's ADP non-farm data at 9:15 p.m. Jobless claims at 9:30 p.m. as usual. Crude inventories at 11:30 p.m. Thursday, important to take note, will be markets will be closed because it's a national day of mourning for the late President Jimmy Carter. Yeah, so there's no trading on Thursday night. But there's still important information coming out. The FOMC meeting minutes, 3 a.m. Jobless claims 9:30 p.m. Then Friday, there's also some fact speaks going on, but the important one will be the non-farm payrolls. That's at 9:30 p.m. Afterwards, 11 p.m., there's the Michigan inflation and consumer expectations. So yeah, from the calendar itself, we can see even though it's the first full week of trading for 2025, there's a lot of events coming up this week already. So yeah, quite eventful week. It will be quite an eventful week for this week. Yeah, then next one, going to the indices and commodities. First one, I'll talk about Bitcoin first. So Bitcoin currently, I think looks like we are in a bit of a sideways consolidation for the time being. Still some resistance over here at 99.5K, the 100K level. So previously, it actually broke out this level, but subsequently it came back down. And then following these tests in around Christmas last year, it came back, it acted as a swing high resistance. So over here, I'm expecting some sort of resistance to still hold temporarily at 99.5K. But some positive development recently is that I'm starting to see possible, this might be a possible flag formation over here with a higher low. So currently you can see price, there's a higher low around 97K. So if these can hold and consolidate over here, then that might be a positive sign going forward to actually break above this resistance. Yeah, so I think for Bitcoin, we might see some sort of a bit of a consolidation first at the start of this week. Then next one is Dow Jones. So for Dow Jones, I think it's a bit of a kind of sideways also. The key level currently that is being broken over here is around 43.2K over here. This swing low support. There was a breakdown. I think here was after the FOMC. Then retest became resistance, but over here recently it came back to this swing low support around 42.3K. Continue to hold as a short-term support. So it looks a bit like a short-term consolidation is likely in the near term over here between 42.3 to about 43.3K. So I'm thinking likely just trading sideways for the time being for Dow Jones. Yeah. Then next one is Nasdaq. So for Nasdaq also quite similar. Just last Thursday, Friday, there was a retest of this swing low at 19.2K, still holding, and we're seeing a bit of rebound Friday and going into today's I think futures as well. So for now, I think temporarily, I think I'm expecting some resistance over here, 19.8K and above. 19.8K to about 20K, this area should be acting as some resistance. So I'm also expecting some sort of a bit of a consolidation going on first for Nasdaq as well. Yeah, S&P, I also have the same view for S&P. I think all the three indices should start with a bit of a consolidation. S&P, I think interestingly is that it has been testing this key level at 5855 a few times. So previously it was a resistance over here in October, then it tested about three times recently. And this is actually, I feel this is actually a very important support level because over here we have this possible possible head and shoulders information because we have this left shoulder, a head over here, and possible right shoulder. So it'll be very important if this it might turn bearish if, let's say, like price action wise we break down this support level. So but currently it's still holding, so that's still okay. Yeah, so but it's important to watch this level whether it continues to hold as support or not. So for now, I think we're seeing a bit of a support coming in and rebound, but I will expect some resistance about close to the 6,000 level, 6,000 to 6,050 over here is likely to become, it's still likely to act as a bit of resistance, given that recently it holds the swing high over here. Yeah, so that's my take for the three indices. Then for gold, I think also looks like a bit of a consolidation still for now. Yeah, but some positive signs because support is still holding around 2006 over here. Then recently, if we look at the price action since start of this year, 2nd Jan, there was a breakout above this 2,630 resistance level up here, and currently it's still holding as support. So as long as this, we're still seeing this resistance turn into a support, and there's still a possibility of it going higher. Yeah, so as long 2630 about there, I think it's still holding. We could see it go a bit higher. Some resistance for now still around 2680. The next level will be this short-term double top over here around 2715 about there. Yeah, so that's for gold. Next one is oil. So I think oil is starting to turn a little bit bullish in the short term because it's actually since Thursday is actually broken out of this sideways consolidation over here between about 67 to 72.5. Yeah, so I think as long as this breakout above 72.5 holds, I think I'm still a bit more towards bullish for oil in the near term. But some resistance still lie ahead from previous levels, like over here at 76 to 78 is the likely resistance zone for oil in the near term. Yeah, but for now, price action wise, it looks good as there's a breakout start of this year. Yeah. Then next one for the VIX. Now for VIX, I think still generally it's in a range bound. If you look at since September over here, I think that whenever it goes above 23 is the resistance and came back down. Support is about 15 and below, about 13 to 15 about that. Now currently I'm expecting a bit of a range just for VIX, about 14 to 18 range over here. So just maybe some sideways. Then last but not least, copper. Now copper, I'm expecting a bit of a sideways for now as well. Over here, because looking at price action, it's still holding this $4 support. And recently it recovered back above this 4.09 breakdown level over here. So it looks like a bit of a bear trap pattern over here, and price is heading a bit as higher in the near term. But some resistance still about 4.2 to 4.25 area. So likely just sideways consolidation. Yeah, so that's it for indices and commodities. I'll move on to the sectors. So first I'll start with the FAANGM sector, starting off with Meta. So for Meta, if we look at the chart, I think for now it looks a bit like a bit of a sideways going on because support is still holding around close to 580s, 585 over here. And then yeah, even though it undercut this previous resistance at 600 by a bit, it still looks like a bit of a double bottom over here, but neckline resistance over here is still around 608. Yeah, so Friday actually tested the resistance. So if today, if can break above this resistance, I think we could see maybe a bit of an upside towards the next resistance level, which is possibly around 618, 618, 619, which was this breakdown over here in middle of December. Yeah, so for now, some sideways, but you can break over 608. I think it could test 618 about there. Yeah, that's for Meta. Then for Apple, yeah, for Apple, I think it's a bit, there's a bit of a weakness recently with the breakdown of some levels like 253 as well as 245 over here for now, since Thursday last week. So I think for now, this level at 245, 246 might still act as a bit of resistance. If it holds as resistance, then we could possibly expect a little bit of a further downside downwards. Next support levels downwards would likely be around this level at about 236, 237, which was this previous horizontal resistance before the breakout. Yeah. So for Thursday and Friday, it actually tested 241, about 241 to 242, which is this support level over here. Yeah. So currently still holding, but it's possibly some resistance at 246, which was a bit higher support level previously. So yeah, a bit still generally bearish, I think, if it still finds resistance over here. But if you can, let's say, break back above 246 and hold it, hold as support, then I think we might see a bit higher prices in the near term. Yeah, towards like maybe 250. Yeah. So let's see how it goes for Apple. The next one is Amazon. Amazon, I think generally it's just quite well defined range bound in the short term over. Yeah. So I think generally it has been respecting kind of this trend line resistance over here in the past. Then just transform into a bit of a sideways trading. So quite clear defined support is about 219 over here that's been double bottom, and then resistance is coming in from this breakdown level about 228. Yeah, so probably I will expect some sideways consolidation for now, 228 and as well as 232 with some resistance. Yeah. So for Amazon, consolidation. Then next one, Netflix. Yeah, Netflix also quite clear defined consolidation for now. Yeah, just resistance still capping at about 935, and there's also some short-term resistance above 905 over here. Support will be like, I think if price come down a little bit further, I think this area will still hold as a bit of support around 860. Yeah, so to retain a bit of a range bound. But in terms of the recent price action, I don't really like it, especially since this 30th December, because over here is still, since it was on a bullish run, right? Then over here, it did a range consolidation, okay, but then over here there was a breakdown below this 907 level over here. So a bit of weakness starting since this part. There's a slight break of structure. So over here, I think even though it could hold as a bit of support at maybe 860, I think if it does retest about 900 over here, likely we could see some resistance still. Yeah, so that's for Netflix and short term. I'm expecting a bit of a tight range, maybe 860 to 900 in the near term. The next one is Alphabet or Google. Then Google also quite range bound recently. Yeah, just but overall, I think the bullish structure is still quite intact, because since the break of this level at 182, the gap up over here, it's just been holding quite well above this price resistance. Support is at about 185 on this low. Then resistance about 196. So I think overall it's just doing a bit of a sideways consolidation. Yeah, so I would still expect a bit of a resistance if it does test 196. Given that it's just this swing high recently, but I'm still more towards bullish bias. Possibly could retest this 200 or even higher, as long as it maintains above this region 181 to 185 support area. Yeah, so I think just doing a bit of a possible bull flag consolidation for Alphabet in the short term. Yeah, then last but not least is Microsoft. Yeah, so for Microsoft, also looking a bit soft recently. Yeah, no pun intended. So looking at this chart, you can see some breakdown of support levels at 440 as well as 428 over here. So definitely some weakness setting in. If it does retest this area around 430, I would still expect some resistance to come in. Okay, yeah, then support level for now will be this region over here in the past, where I think over here around 405 to 410, this area should be still holding as a bit of support over here if it drops down a little bit further. So I think also looking a bit weaker one for now for Microsoft. I would still expect some resistance with us retest 430. And then maybe either some sideways consolidation or continue its downtrend for now, since we are still seeing lower highs and lower lows in this stretch. since mid-December. Yep. Then yeah, so that's it for the FAANGM sector. Yeah, then next one I'll move on to the banks. So I'll start off with the ETF tracking the financial, which is this SPDR financial XLF ETF. So for this, there's still some weakness, some weakness over here for now if we look at in terms of the chart. Because since over here, start of December, there has been the breakdown of previous resistance at 49, and subsequently break of support 49 over here, go down. We test prior resistance, holding at support around 47.50, and then starting to do a bit of consolidation. So chart-wise, I think this $49.30 level, which was a support over here, is likely to still act as a bit of resistance since we only tested one time over here. So subsequently, if it does come back again, I'm still expecting some resistance to do a bit of sideways. But positive is that since we test our prior resistance at this $47.30 level, a bit of a possible higher low over here at 48. So we can sustain this higher low. Then hopefully if there's a bit of consolidation taking place, then there could be a chance of it breaking upwards in the future. But I think not so soon now. So I think just for now, maybe there's some sideways between like 48 to 49.50 about there. Yeah, for XLF, since price action is still just rather sideways from the weakness recently. Then I'll talk about the four banks, which are JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, as well as Citigroup. Yeah, so first I'm starting off with JP Morgan. JP Morgan, I think, still looking a bit better, still looking okay lah. So because it's a range, it's just still range trading while the index is just coming off a bit recently. What I noticed about JP Morgan is that there's this bear trap over here because the price actually break down below 235. Subsequently, within like 2 trading days, it's recovered back upwards over here and continue to hold as a support. So this could actually drive price a bit higher in the near term, because let's say if short sellers actually go below this short below this 235 breakdown and they didn't cover, they will be underwater right now. So over here, as long as 235 is still holding, I will still be a little bit more positive on JP Morgan in the near term. I think just maybe some consolidation and it could retest this resistance at about 248 for now, yeah, for JP Morgan. So just a bit of range trading as well, yeah, in the near term. The next one is Bank of America. Bank of America, yeah, for this, I think it's also a bit sideways, but I will expect a bit of a recovery for now, because actually the chart for Bank of America actually looks similar to what we saw just now for XLF. Because we see, right, this one there was also a breakdown and actually retested prior resistance over here, which is around this 43 level. And then we are seeing a bit of slight recovery and consolidation. So some of these higher lows can hold, which is like 43.7. Then I think we could maybe see price go a little bit higher to retest this key level at 45.60, 45.70, which was this breakdown over here. Then likely to still hold as resistance, but maybe just some sideways afterwards. So I think key for Bank of America to see whether this swing low at about 43.50 is able to hold. Yeah, then I will just expect some sideways between 43.50 to 45.50 in the near term. And next one, what's next? Wells Fargo. Yeah, Wells Fargo also very range bound in general for this, still holding support level 69.50 after the retest over here. Then yeah, just some sideways. We can see there's some resistance over here around 72. After 72 would be the next resistance level will be around 74. So I think for Wells Fargo, nothing much. It's just a very range bound kind of chart, I feel. So 72, maybe some resistance. Then if you can break through again, maybe on the third attempt or subsequently, we could see retest like 74 again for Wells Fargo. Yeah. So that's it. Then last one, Citigroup. Citigroup also. Okay, Citigroup a bit interesting. So I think because it's also a bit of a range, but price action since 18 December, I think it's quite interesting because actually there was a sell down over here, breaking below this prior resistance at $70, but subsequently also recovered back up very quickly and forming a higher low support at this above this recovery point at $70. So 70 this resistance turn into support again. So as some of these holds, I will expect some possible upside in the near term to retest like 70, 73 this level again. Yeah, but overall, if you look at since November, right, it's actually also still just a rather range bound pattern. But in terms of price action, since over here, we can see possible false breakdown over here that has turned into a higher low support. So that could be interesting. So that's for the banks. Then next one, I'll move on to probably one of the sectors that people are paying most attention to still now is the semicon. So first off, I'll start with the index, Philadelphia Semicon Index, SOX. Yeah, for stocks, I think generally, I think actually nothing too much. So because when we see what has happened since November, it's generally still in this range bound pattern over here. So every time it has dipped multiple times towards this $4,850 level, but it hasn't broken further downwards. So the downside is still capped for now. So it's still in the range bound over here. But upside wise, there is also rather just stagnant there over like around when we see the price whenever it gets above like 5,200 to 5,300, this area still holds as a resistance. So generally we can say over here is just range bound over here for the semicon index. So I think I'll expect nothing too much, just still range bound unless we can see a breakout above this resistance about 5,004. Then there could be some upside towards like the higher levels like 5,006 to 5,800. If not, I think we'll likely just continue to just trade sideways for the index for the time being. The next one I'll talk about is the market leader, which is NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, I'm still quite okay. I think for now, even though it looks like a range, but recent price action is actually quite interesting because it actually there was actually a false breakdown over here, 132, right? You can see there's this key support level, false breakdown, but then then subsequently recovery. So it's like a bear trap over here. Within 3 trading days, there was a recovery. And then it actually didn't break down below this 132 level again. There was a higher low, subsequently price broke above resistance of 140 on Friday. Then today, currently, pre-market is about 148.4. So it's also for now clearing above this swing high 146.5. So I'm expecting NVIDIA to I'm expecting it to retest this resistance over here between 149.6 to this high after the results, which was 152.8. This area, it could retest, but I'm still expecting some resistance from here because over here, because since the high over here it just went downward. So when it come back up again, there's likely still some resistance over here for NVIDIA. So I'm expecting just still this sideways to still hold. But if you can hold higher highs, higher lows continuously, let's say like if afterwards like 144, this resistance hold as support, then generally it's still more towards the bullish side that it could break upwards of the range. Yeah, so that's my take for NVIDIA. Then next one is AMD. AMD, one of the weaker ones. So for now, it just looks like a sideways consolidation for now because support is coming in this 121, level, the swing low over here in August. The time during the yen carry trade, the panic, right? This was a support level form. Then over here, price undercut it, but subsequently recovered and then back tested it, still holding a support. So this is actually looking a bit more of a positive development for AMD after it just went downtrend since October over here. So as long as you can hold 122 this level, important, then I think it could start doing a bit of range consolidation. Resistance to at 132 over here, but could just do a bit of range consolidation. Then you can form a higher low, then there could be some chance of a recovery outwards. But for now, I'm still expecting just upside to be kept around 132. This still holding as a bit of resistance, given that it's swing high, and then previously this was support level breakdown. Yeah, so just maybe some sideways first. The next one is something that is quite bullish, which is TSM. So TSM actually I like this chart because it's quite strong now because when I look at it, there has been a very long period of consolidation over here. Actually, since the results mid-October, you can see that it's just consolidated in the range over here, about 184. Then that time the results peak was about 212 over here. Then recently when I look at the price action, it keep on testing the resistance over here at 205. Then recently with higher lows along the way as well. So with that, Friday had a nice close, finally had a nice close above this 205 resistance. Then currently is pre-market we are seeing quite a big gap up lah. About now it's about 218. So if it opens around this level, is a new all-time high. So I think I will expect I'm more positive on TSM. So because after this sort of long consolidation, then there's a breakout. So it's generally more positive lah. So as long as holds above this 212 level previous high, then I would expect some bullish price action to continue in the near term for TSM. Yeah, so that's for this. Then next one is ASML. Okay, ASML. Okay, my lines come out already. Okay, for ASML, generally still range bound, but I think it's looking better because we can see previously since this range consolidation, right? The resistance has been around 727. Okay, about 722 lah, sorry. Then but then we can see over here it's been forming a series of higher lows. Okay, then yeah, so from here over here, from this bottom over here, right, we can see higher lows starting to form a range. Then so it's some positive developments in the making already. Better kind of price action. Then okay, today there's quite a big gap up around currently 758 market. So yeah, as long as we can see it holding like some resistance about like 745, 722, then I'm a bit more positive for ASML to go a little bit higher in the near term. Yep. So for now, some resistance is around this 767, which was this previous like a double bottom over here. Some possible resistance, but then next one upwards is around closer to about 808 about there lah. So yeah, for ASML, I think might be quite interesting as well, since starting to form possible reversal in the short term over here after this consolidation. Then this one is Marvell. Yeah, for Marvell, I think for now, quite a well-defined range still ongoing since the gap up after results. So just consolidating with 105 to 125. So I would still expect some resistance if it does retest this 125, 126 swing high. Then then afterwards we see whether it can form a higher low, preferably above this swing high resistance at 116. Yeah. So for now, we still consolidation. Unless you can break above this 126 lah. Yeah. But overall, bullish trend is still holding up because when we see since the past has been going upwards, then now it's just another consolidation in the general bullish trend. Next one I'll talk about is Broadcom. Broadcom also just I think is still holding. Okay lah. For this, I would think view is that it's still rather similar to what I said for Marvell. Yeah, because overall here consolidation and also continuation of bullish trend. Then afterwards, you can see resistance still holding around 24, 217 about there, but support. Yeah, support over here is about 210. If it's a higher low along the way, then we could see maybe price go on higher. Yeah, this could be like a ascending triangle maybe. Yeah. Then you can go higher lows along the way, then retest the resistance again. Then afterwards, there's a simple chance of a breakout afterwards. But for now, likely still some consolidation. first for Broadcom, but bullish trend is still intact. The next one is Broadcom. Sorry, not Broadcom. Micron. Yeah, for Micron. Yeah, Micron still a little bit weaker compared to the rest because after the results it was just kept down, but it just did a consolidation. Good thing is though is still holding the support at 84.60 over. Yeah, then if you can break out above this resistance at $90, 90, which is currently pre-market is already above, then I think it is likely to sort of over here there's a volume imbalance now because of this gap. It's likely to fill this we test this support level in the past, which is around 97, about there, 97, 98. Yeah, so it could move up slightly in the near term. Then next resistance for 102, 103, but still consider one of the weaker ones compared to the rest because when we see over here, the general structure is a range, but then there's a breakdown of it after the results. So previous support over here is likely to turn to resistance in the past between this 97 to 100 region over here first. Yeah, then last but not least, I'll talk about Intel. Yeah, for Intel also, for now, key support is still holding around 18.8, also doing consolidation, some resistance around 21 for now. Yeah, so we could still see maybe some consolidation. Then above, if it breaks above 21, then we could see maybe some slight recovery towards like closer to about 22. There's also some resistance over here. So I would still expect it to be weaker compared to the rest of the semicons tech names. But still, at least it's still holding the, stopping the decline recently, just consolidating. Yeah, so that's it for the semicon sector. Quite a bit of names. Next one is I'll talk about some of the EV counters. So starting off with Tesla. Yeah, Tesla retreated a little bit recently. We can see after there was a breakdown below this 418 level over here. Currently, it could be opening around here. So I think likely we could see maybe some resistance coming start of this week around this level, around 420s, which was this breakdown level over here for Tesla. Yeah, so because it's just a likelihood is just a retest taking place for now, so maybe some resistance coming in. But if you can hold the recent lows over here at 380, then maybe some sideways could start to form for Tesla. Yeah, so a bit of weakness for now because since the breakdown of this key support, it has actually broken the structure of higher highs and higher lows for Tesla for the time being. The next one is I'll talk about XPeng. For XPeng, I think generally it's still holding a bit of still holding on to the key support level for now, which is 11.5. But still some weakness because you can see from this support level over here, there's been lower highs being formed along the way. So if it bounces over here, I would still expect the trend to continue to have a lower high, maybe some resistance around like 12.8 at some level over here. Yeah, so maybe it still looks like a bit of a consolidation could take place, but perhaps a lower high could form. Then next one is NIO. Then I'll end off with Rivian. For NIO, also consolidation over here, just range bound between like 4.3 to 5 about there. So still consolidation. I'll still expect some resistance to come in at this breakdown level and this swing high over here, like 5 to 5.3. Yeah. Then Rivian, I think there's a bit of a strength coming in recently on Friday with this candle. So I think overall, it still looks good when we look at since November last year. There's been a reversal taking place where higher highs, higher lows starting to form, breaking out some resistance levels. So currently on Friday, actually broke above this resistance level at 15. So currently testing previous support breakdown over here at 16.6. So there might be still some resistance coming over here in the short term. So maybe we could see maybe some slight pullback over here. But if you can hold above this 15 resistance, then generally still positive for the trend to possibly continue. Yeah. And then previously it actually reached until close to about 18.4, 18.8. Sorry, 18.8 over here. Then there's another swing high resistance. So there could be possibly be still some possible upside to retest this swing high over here if it does retain like the bullish structure. Yeah, so that's for Rivian. Okay, that's it for the sectors. I'll start to look at the questions that you all have. Okay, hi BY. I see your questions are Novo, SMCI, and Starbucks. Yeah, for Novo Nordisk, okay, there's been this gap down over here. So yeah, let me just draw some of the key levels. Yeah, so for Novo, we can see, okay, generally for now it's a bit of downtrend. But overall, I would say, yeah, it actually opened near the support area over here, which is like 81. Then subsequently, it's doing a bit of a just sideways consolidation. So if you can hold these lows around this window around 80, 85, then I think we might just see a bit of a sideways starting to form between 85 to 89 for now. Yeah, so and then if you can break above 89, then we could maybe see a bit of a slight recovery, but I would expect resistance closer to about 95. This level, there's a horizontal level here in the past. 95 could be the next resistance outwards. So maybe a bit of a could do maybe some consolidation, but overall trend still remains quite weak for Novo. Next one is SMCI. Yeah, for SMCI, I think for now it's likely to do some consolidation because we can see since since rally over here there's been a retracement and retrace towards this level over here at $30, about close to $30.30, starting to form a bit of range bound. So I think it will just do a bit of range in the near term. Some resistance likely to come in around 35, 30 to about 38 region over here for now. So just some sideways could take place. Then for Starbucks, Starbucks, I think for now, I would say it could go up slightly in the near term because when we look at it, there has been a sell down. However, there's been some recovery. And then what catches my eye is that there has been a false breakdown below $90.30 over here. Over here. So could possible, yeah, so this is and it's still holding above this level over here. So if it does a bit of consolidation, continue to hold on to this higher low, we could see some rebound in the short term. Yeah, but I will still expect some resistance along the way, like over here, 94 is a resistance. Then afterwards, closer to about 96.50, there's also some resistance for Starbucks. So I will expect price to go out a little bit higher in the near term, but still facing resistance along the way. Okay, yeah, next question is, can you share on VBK, SMH new? Okay, how about VBK and SMH? VBK is the Vanguard Small Cap Growth ETF. For this, my take is that it's still doing a bit of range consolidation, but this level at 280 is very key. So it's a very key support level over here because it's been tested multiple times and possible here and shoulders formation, like the right shoulder forms over here. So it's very important here, hold this level. If not, if there's a breakdown below, some further downside could come. But for now, it's still holding onto it. Then I would expect some consolidation, possibly just around over here. Resistance is likely to be this 293 breakdown level. Yeah, so just maybe some consolidation over here. If you can hold above 287, this swing high resistance, then that will be better. Yeah, for VBK. Then for SMH, is the VanEck Semicon ETF. Okay, for now, this one, it was doing a range bound over here, generally between 238 to 252. Then currently there's a huge gap up, 258 pre-market. I expect to test this double top over here, which is around 260. Could still see some resistance, but overall, I would be slightly towards more bullish bias because there's been a very long consolidation over here, and then this huge gap up. Although it could test the resistance, although it could face some resistance from the retest of this double top, uh, if it remains above 252, above this, should we retest and yeah, should we do a retest and remain above 252? Then generally still more positive for some possible further upside. Yeah, so I'm a little bit more towards bullish bias for this SMH. If you can break above 260, I would expect to close the gap over here at 270. Okay, next one. Okay, there's a good question about relating to market trends. So it's the question is historically generally a bullish month and February a bearish month for US markets. So I was actually looking at this data just a few days back, and then I was so let me just try to pull out the data. Actually, I have it on my phone. Yeah, so if you look at it, because this year is like the first year of a presidential cycle, right? So presidential cycle is 4 years. So this year we're in the first year where Trump is beginning his second term. So generally this view actually is quite true for the first year of presidential election cycle. Generally, usually we see about 0.7% gains, and the success rate is about 58%. Then February is usually a little bit more bearish with about 1.6% on average 1.6% loss, then 45% chance of it of the month being the green. So yeah, if seasonality holds, then I think we could see something like this year. But then I would like to just stress again, I think effect of seasonality is not as strong as last time because sorry, if we look at what happened last year, right? So last year was the last year of a presidential election cycle. Then on paper, on paper we would expect maybe like February is weak and September is weak, then December is very strong. But then if you look at 2024, right? All the supposedly weak months didn't happen, and then December the S&P actually lost about 2%. So yeah, seasonality I think is probably not so relatable like recently lah. So I think more importantly, you just look at what's going on with the price action. But it's just still good to just keep in the back of my mind, of our minds to just see what could possibly happen. Yeah, but thanks, good question. Yeah. Next one I'll move on. Yeah, happy new year to you too. Next question is Celsius, Adobe, and TLT. Okay, first I'll go talk about Celsius. Yeah, Celsius, I think for now it still looks quite weak lah because generally it's just doing a bit of a range bound. But for some positives is that it's holding this level as a double bottom right now, which is 2580. Then on Friday over here, broke out of this $28 level, this very short-term range consolidation over here. So I would expect a little bit of upside to retest some resistance at like $30.50 over here. The next resistance level it is 32.20. Yeah, so maybe a bit of a bounce from this very short-term breakout over here, but still expect resistance along the way. Yeah, that's my take for Celsius. Then for Adobe, Adobe still remains rather weak, I feel. Yeah, because since the gap down after results sell down, just did a range consolidation. There was another gap down on last Friday. So it's important to see whether it can hold these lows up, which is like around Friday was about 425 low. So it must actually hold this low to start to do this consolidation again. So it's around 425 to 450. If it breaks down below, right, then I will expect some further weakness ahead for Adobe, given that around this 430 level was also a previous swing low support. Yeah, the next support level would be closer to about 410 for Adobe. So should we go lower? So I'm still looking at it as quite a weak price action that we are seeing right now. Yeah, the next one is TLT. Sorry, I just take a bit of water. Yeah, for TLT, I think price action still remains quite weak because there was a breakdown below this $89 level. Yeah, then currently it's holding on to a level over here at around close to 87. So here is a support level around here. So we might see a bit of a consolidation if this holds, but generally I think trend is still rather weak. I would expect resistance, some slight bounce to face some resistance really like 88, 89 over here, this is a resistance as well. So general trend is still quite, yeah. If we break down below this 87, we could possibly see retest these lows closer to about 85, yeah, for TLT. Okay, hi Alan, happy New Year to you too. Your counters are Net, Upstart, Elf, and S. Okay, so for Net is Cloudflare. Okay, for Cloudflare, I think generally bullish trend is still holding. Just looks like a bit of a consolidation for now. So yeah, just you can see support about 107, resistance 119. So I think for now it still looks like a bit of sideways. If it does retest 119, possibly still some resistance ongoing. But uh, if you can hold a higher low afterwards, then you'll be quite positive lah. Because yeah, just a consolidation and still bullish trend. Given that this area over here is also prior resistance. Yeah, so what I want to see is that if they continue higher lows to form, preferably above 112, this level over here, then there could be more upside coming for Cloudflare. Yeah, next resistance level will be around like 132 over here. Yeah, for Cloudflare. Okay, next one is Upstart. Yeah, for Upstart, I think some weakness recently because there's a breakdown of this support level 65.30. Yeah, but let's see if it there is a resistance, then we could see some further downside to maybe fill this gap. But I wouldn't think the downside is too much as well because over here previous resistance is like 57. There could be some support over here. Yeah, for Upstart. Yeah, so for now a bit of weakness, but however if you can recover back above 65, then maybe you just see some consolidation to test like 71 again. Yeah, so let's see how it goes over here. Next one is Elf Beauty. Yeah, so for Elf Beauty, I think generally still consolidation, but a little bit of weakness. There's some weakness since 18 December over here because it was still a nice structure. Breakout resistance at 133, holding a support rebound, but there was a breakdown, and then upon retest became resistance. So brand price is starting to come down again. So I will expect a little bit of weakness still for now. But it could retest some previous levels. This support region, this previous resistance region at 116 to 120. Yeah, this region prior resistance is likely to still act as support over here. So I would still think quite range bound. Yeah, but still a little bit of weakness lah because lower highs, lower lows in this stretch. Yeah, then next one is which is Sentinel-1. Yeah, for Sentinel-1, I think for now, yeah, a little bit of weakness since then, since December last year. But then finding support from this swing low and starting to do just sideways. So 170 support, then just sideways. I would still expect some kind of sideways between 170 to about $24 over here. 24, there's a swing high resistance. So yeah, given in light of this weak price action since December, I'll just expect some consolidation to take place if this holds as support at 2170. Yeah. And next question is United Health, Pepsi, and what's that? Salesforce. Yeah, for United Health, I think since this sell down over here is just doing a bit of recovery, finding support from this area like 477 about there. So some rebound. I would think, let's say, what I want to see is that whether this level at 500 can hold as a support. So we can see the start of the recovery was this this bullish candle starting to break over the resistance at 500. And since then, it has been holding above 500. So over here, if it continue to hold, then we could expect some further bounce lah, as long as 500 is still holding. But for now, there's still quite a bit of resistance standing along the way, and 520 is a resistance over here. Then afterwards, like 540, there's also some resistance. Yeah, so yeah, I would think maybe it's a slow recovery lah. So some bounce and just some sideways afterwards along the way, given the sell down that took place previously. The next one is Pepsi. Yeah, for Pepsi overall, the trend is still quite weak. What is holding it now is this support level at 150. This swing low is just still holding it, but you can see just sideways over here. But just still lower high, lower lows, and the bounce is very minimal. So 153.5 over here is resistance. So if it breaks down below this support, I would still expect the downtrend to actually continue for Pepsi. Then next support level possibly is like is about closer to 144, 145 over here, where previously there's some swing lows in the past. Yeah, so that's for Pepsi. The next one is Salesforce. Yeah, for Salesforce, I think I will expect some slight weakness to still continue for now, because over here there was actually a breakdown of the consolidation at 349. So this level prior resistance over here, right? After the earnings, there was a gap up. Initially, it was still holding, but then afterwards, 18 December, sell down over here. Then did a bounce from this gap fill at 332, but then subsequently we can see lower high they continue to trend on lower high below this breakdown level. So there's still some weakness in the short term, you can see. It's doing a consolidation, still holding support at 330, but should it break this level, right? Should it break this level of support? I'm expecting a little bit more downside to continue lah. Maybe towards this swing low, like 315, 318 about there. Yeah, that's if it breaks down like 330 about there. But for now, I also don't think it will be very strong. I just think maybe at most, maybe some sideways to retest like 343 over here again, just some sideways kind of price action. Next one is Teladoc and GameStop. Yeah, for Teladoc, I think currently this higher low bullish structure is invalidated already since over here like 17, 18 December. See when you break down below this level at 9.7, which was this range resistance previously. So it's just doing for now it's doing another consolidation between like 8.8 to 9.7 about there. Yeah, so just some consolidation. If you can break above 9.7 again, then I would think that this 10.3 level will still act as a resistance. So quite a lot of resistance, given that it just come down recently also. Yeah, but I think downside also not much because below like this 8.9, like 8.4, likely some support over here as well. So likely just some sideways taking place for now. The next one is GameStop. Yeah, for GameStop, I think price action actually still okay, because there was a consolidation breaking above resistance 2980. Then for now it's just doing there was a bit of pullback, but for now it's still holding above this resistance at $30.80 about there. So if we can continue this series of higher lows, then there could still be a chance for it to go upwards lah. I think it could be interesting if you break above this swing high around 33.70, because below 33.70, right, all along these levels, the levels are very closely packed together. So the resistance is quite near to each other. But We can see in the past above 33.70, right? Especially during the pumps over here. Above 33.70, the next resistance is slightly around $40, then followed by around 47 about here. Yeah, so if it does get above this key level, I think it could be interesting to watch for GameStop. Yeah, that's what I see. Yeah, the next one is Coinbase, Robinhood, and BBAI Intel. Yeah, for Coinbase, I'm still think for now there's still some weakness since the breakdown of this is like an ascending triangle over here and support level at 300. Then price also broke below this support 273. Currently it could do a retest. Maybe still some resistance over here around 280 about that. So maybe some consolidation for Coinbase as well. But overall, there's still some weakness. Yeah, for it to actually regain back the strength, right? What we must see is that this 270 level, which was a key resistance previously, it must stay above this level. So yeah, given that now there's some breakdown, then it must stay above this level for it to go back upwards. Yeah. Yeah, so that's for Coinbase. Next one is Robinhood. Yeah, for Robinhood, I think for now still sorry, the bullish trend is still intact. Yeah, just rally and then doing some consolidation for now. Resistance at 43. Yeah, so yeah, just still continuing on to consolidate. Should we break over 43? I think the bullish trend could still continue. Sorry, the next resistance likely to be around like 47, 48. Yeah. Okay, next one is on Big Bear AI. So for this yeah, for this I think the structure the yeah, it just retested the resistance at over here. 4.8, some resistance coming in, but bullish structure I think is still holding as long as you can see the support level. Sorry, the resistance over here at 3.7. As long as you continue to hold as a support over here, then I think it's still quite okay for this counter. Yeah. Then let me see what's the next possible resistance upwards. The next level upwards could be around like 5.5, then followed by like 6.6. Yeah. So as long as I would think as long as this 3.7, 3.8 level still holding, there's still some chance of some possible for the upside. Okay. Let me see some of the other counters. Yeah, I'll try to go through some of the other counters that have like more. I think there's more that has repeated mention first. Okay, I see your question on Palantir, so I'll just take that first. I think I haven't thought about it. Okay, there's a question. How should I draw or approach a company that keeps going up? Example, Palantir. Yeah. So yeah, Palantir keeps going up. How do I draw? I think actually for this kind of counter, it really kind of depends mostly on your risk appetite, whether you're willing to buy the dip where the dip isn't really like a very big dip, those kind of. So like if this kind of very strong counter, normally I will try to look at moving average. So like um for a very, very strong counter, like it should hold the 10-day moving average as support along the way as it rises up. For example, like over here during the like November, December stage, this was the this was the support that price was holding. Then when it has a bit of slight weakness, then maybe like 20-day MA over here. Sorry, yellow. Yeah. Yeah, so for now, I think yeah, there's a maybe like using moving average like 5, 10, 20 as a short-term indicators could help lah for like very strong counters that if you're okay to buying the dip where like it's not like a very huge kind of dip, those kind of. Yeah, so then going back to the TA for Palantir, I think for now it looks like just range bound for now still. Um, the key for now is to see whether it can recover back above this $81 level because actually over here there was a breakout, but then subsequently it came back down. So there could be a chance of a false breakout if it doesn't reclaim back anytime soon. Yeah, so over here there still could be some resistance. Yeah, actually I don't really like it over here because price actually only stayed above there for like 2 days, then subsequently came back down already. So it's not very good lah. So I think if this 81 level, if it holds as resistance, then that might not be so good lah. But overall, it still looks like a bit of range bound to me, largely between like 72 to 81 over here. Yeah, it could do some consolidation after this rally over here. Yeah, okay, maybe some other counters that I see it's okay, MicroStrategy. I think it's quite a popular counter recently as well. Okay, for MSDR, in terms of the chart, I actually think it's looking quite weak recently. Since the breakdown of this triangle consolidation over here, right? Breakdown at 375. The price action has actually been quite weak. And also for me, it's like this important trend over here when it keep on holding in the past, and over here there was a rebound. Over here there's a breakdown. So this could be like a retest over here that could meet some resistance. Also, there's swing high over here. So 360, I'm still expecting some resistance in the short term for MicroStrategy lah. So if it fails to get back above this blue color trend line, right, which I use as a gauge, then I would think it could go a little bit lower in the near term. Yeah, because actually over here we are seeing lower highs and lower lows being formed along the way. So this 360 maybe still some resistance, but support below this 285, the next support will probably be around this 267 level over here. Yeah. So I think maybe just consolidation or go a little bit lower if it does break down this swing low at 285. Okay, next one I'll talk about is some of the counters related to GE. So GE, Vernova, and GE Healthcare. So for GE Aerospace, GE Aerospace, I think there's little bit of a recovery taking place for now since touching the support at 160 and then also recovering back over this level 166, better into a support. But this level at around close to 174, 175, I think will still likely hold some resistance from this breakdown over here. And this is a key level as well. So I'm still thinking it might just trend a little bit more sideways for the short term, for GE. Then for GE Vernova, I'm actually I'm quite bullish about this because what I see is that it has been consolidating quite long over here, this range consolidation. And then currently pre-market, I think there's a gap above this resistance. And then previously the trend was a bullish trend, yeah. So over here, I would think this stretch between 319 to 354, right, is quite similar to what we see over here. Previously, this was back in August last year. And after the breakout, this consolidation, it went on a rally over here. So over here, we could be seeing something similar over here. Since the overall trend is still bullish and this possible blue flag. That's why I quite like this. I quite like what's happening over here for GE Vernova. I think it's likely to go quite much higher. The next one is GE Healthcare. For GE Healthcare, I think overall still quite weak. We can see we have this downtrend resistance line, and recently I would think just some rebound to retest the breakdowns. So over here there was a breakdown at around 81, previous support over here. It was a previous support over here as well, and then there could be resistance from this downwards resistance line as well. So I'm expecting some resistance still for now, and maybe a little bit of a pullback thereafter to retest like 78. Yeah. Okay, next one. Nice. Okay, modern. Okay, for Moderna, I think for now looks like quite sideways. Trend is still bearish. For now, I think we need to see whether this $42 level can hold there or not, because there was a breakdown below over here, right? But then a little bit of higher low possibly as compared to this, but it's just hanging around here for now. So if 42 can hold, then I think possibly we could see it retest 46 again, but likely still facing resistance. Then yeah, if you can hold like higher lows along the way, then possibly some recovery. But for now, I think maybe a little bit of resistance still at 42, but you can clear, maybe test 46 again, then come back down to consolidate. Okay, then let me see some of the other counters. Okay, we go VIRT. It's a Virtu Financial. Yeah, I think for this overall trend is still quite bullish. Just it could be like another consolidation still. I think it's still in the phase of consolidating between 34 to 38. So I would just expect it to just trade sideways still. Yeah. Next one is SYF, which is this Synchrony Financial. Yeah, for this also very nice bullish trend along the way. It looks like it's also doing a consolidation still for at 63 to 69. Yeah, there might be still some resistance if it comes to retest, but should we break out 69, I would think it will likely continue the primary bullish trend. The next one is QTWO. And QTW Q2 Holdings. This one also very bullish trend. Yeah, then looking at the price action recently, yeah, but recently the price action not so good because breakout above 105, but subsequently there was a couldn't hold then became a breakdown, then find resistance and come back down. So for now, I think some weakness over here for now. Then if it breaks below this 99.50 swing low support, we might see price come back to retest this at $95 over here. Yeah, but for now, if it holds this level, I would think maybe just some sideways between 99 to 105 for this counter. 105 like this to still hold some resistance. Okay, let me see some other counters that talk about QMCO, Quantum Corporation. Okay, for this counter, I think it's quite volatile. For now, it's still the bullish trend is still okay because we're seeing still it just pull back. Then this prior resistance at 0.9 is still holding as a bit of support. So currently resistance is 65, 66. So maybe some consolidation over here for now. Yeah. But if you can break above like 65, 66, it could go like higher again towards like this swing high $90 since it's quite a volatile counter lah for this. Yeah. Okay, next one QUBT. QUBT Quantum Computing Inc. Yeah, for this counter, I think for now is likely doing some sort of a consolidation. Yeah, after this strong rally, just cool down a bit and just consolidating between like 14 to 22. Yeah, so I just stay here for the time being. Then there's some question, lump research. Yeah, for lump research, I think generally it's still quite range bound. Overall, it's still holding the support at 71. This key support still holding. Then initially there's some resistance over here, 75, which we tested on Friday, but currently gap up above it. So we could possibly see retest this resistance at about 79, but I'll still expect to hold as resistance. Yeah, since generally it's still this range, in this range over here. Yeah, but should we form like higher low waterward and try to retest this level again, we could see it go upwards. Yeah, but for now, just likely still just kept range bound. Yeah, but let's see how it goes in the short term. Okay, next one, Palo Alto. Yeah, for Palo Alto, bullish trend is actually broken since 18 December over here. Yeah, so it's just retreating to form a lower low, but yeah, after meeting this swing low 179, still holding a support. I will expect a bit of a bounce over here, but some resistance to still come in and like closer to 186 to 190. This is the current resistance area for Palo Alto. So I just think it just slightly trades a bit of sideways over here. The next one is Coke and McDonald's. Yeah, for Coke, I think it's still quite bearish. Over here is just is a consolidation, but we can see it tested the support like 62 a few times, but lower highs has been formed along the way. So I think there's a possibility of a breakdown below this support to retest like lower levels, which are at like this 61 and then about closer to maybe like 60.2. There's also next support level on there. So I think overall still quite weak for Coke. Next one is McDonald. I think for now range bound. Yeah, still range bound, but good thing is that for this counter, since there was a false breakdown below 290 over here to test this support at 282. Recovery thereafter. Recovery thereafter, and then it's still holding this as a support. So that's still positive. Then yeah, I would think that if it still holds this 290 as support, it could likely retest this 300 range resistance again. Yeah, then yeah, still likely hold as a range bound, but if you can break above 300, then there could be heading to this gap in the future. For now, in general, I think for this all these kind of consumer staples like Pepsi, Coke, McDonald's, their chart still not very strong. So maybe I will just expect some consolidation for now. Okay, hi Sharon. See your counters Tesla, MicroStrategy, DJT, and KTX. Okay, I'll just go through the later since the earlier one I about it. DJT, for DJT, I think price action actually still looks quite okay because since the breakout of this consolidation resistance at 3380, right? You can see this still holding as a support. Yeah. Then but a little bit something over here is that this bounce a bit of a lower high. So we need to clear above this 3730 again to retest this 3880 again. Yeah, so I think something to watch will be if you continue to form a lower high over here, then there could be some like weakness coming in from this part. Yeah, but for now, overall, I think still maybe some consolidation above 33.70 this day. Yeah, as long as it stays above 33.70, I think it's still okay for now. Yeah, for DJT. Yeah, yes, I think I'll just take the last counter. I think sorry, it's about 9:15. This one is Viking Therapeutics. Yeah, for this counter, I think there's been a very long consolidation. And then the breakdown below like 47.80, then to retest to fill this gap over here at $38, and then some rebound for now. I would say expect some weakness because this was such a sorry this was such a key support level. $47 was such a key support level, but it just break down recently. So it's quite an important development. This will likely be a resistance. So I'm just expecting to trade sort of sideways. If this swing low cannot hold, then we could see the counter maybe go a little bit lower towards like in the past this was uh there's some support over here around 34 then 32. Yeah, for Viking Therapeutics. Okay. Yeah. I think there's a like more kind of question. Hi Matthew. Your question is, if using price action to trade, do you still use MA lines to see direction or other indicators to confirm your decision? Yeah, for me personally, I still like to firstly I will try to focus on more on the price action because that's like the most how do you say real-time data that you can actually look at because all the indicators are actually lagging. But I still like to use like MAs and trend lines. If you look at like my charts, I draw a lot of lines. And then sometimes I use the MA. So these are some of the additional ones I look to confirm my decision. But during my sharing, like for Monday nights, I don't pull out the MAs because that would actually take out a lot of time. Then because I try to cover as much counters as I can. Yeah, I hope it answers your question. Yeah, I think sorry, there's still quite a lot of questions in the Q&A, but I'm unable to answer. Apologies for that. If you have time, but feel free to drop your questions in the Poems Tree community at TA group, then I'll take it over there. Yeah, sorry, I'll just stop sharing my screen for now. I'll just stop sharing and then I'll leave the link for the survey in the chat. Just give me a while. Yeah, okay, I just dropped this link over there. It's the there's a survey form about the webinar today. So if you have any feedback on how you can improve your experience further in future, you can feel free to fill it up. I'll take a look at it. And also feel free to join our Premium Tree TA community group if you can post questions over there. I'll click over when I see them. Also feel free to join our Telegram group at Poems TA as well. Can feel free to ask questions over there. I'll answer also. Yeah, so thank you all everyone for today for our first session of this year. Apologies I can't answer. I mean, there's quite a lot of questions and just not enough time. Yeah, but I'm very happy. I will still be very happy to take more questions. If you leave them in the community groups lah. Yeah, so that's all for today. But I'll see you all again next Monday. Yeah. So that's all. Goodbye everyone. Have a great trading week ahead and just remember there's no trading on Thursday night lah. Yeah, for this weekend. There's all events happening. So just keep a watch out for whatever's happening. Yeah. See you all next week. Bye bye.